So okay, then let's start. So what we do is we run through, so there's no script per se, but it's just a general set of guardrails that I'd set in terms of the discussion per se. And as they recount their own experiences and talk about omnichannel as a process, the journeys, please chip in with your questions. And if you have a different point of view, please feel free to do that, right? So just raise your hand, it'll ensure that a microphone reaches you. So before we dig deep into this whole thing called omnichannel, a very short introduction about yourself, the brand that you represent, that would be nice. And your omnichannel configuration or your omnichannel presence here.
Hi, good evening. My name is Mayur Pathak and I'm representing Titan Company here. We are one of the largest omnichannel and assisted commerce company in this country. And I look after the product and user experience online. Yeah.
Thank you. Agnes.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, it should be on.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Agnes Raja. I'm the founder of brand Demosa. It's a women's fashion bottom brand. We are primarily into offline. So, and of course, online is also one of the key channel for us. We've been into online for the last 6 years. Now we are working on going omni. So we have our own footprints. So far, we've been running D2C and marketplaces. Now we are now in the final stage of going omni.
Okay, excellent. So physical first, then getting into digital.
Yeah.
Excellent. Mr. George.
Good evening. My name is George. I handle alternate channels in TTK Prestige Limited. So TTK Prestige is India's leading kitchenware company, and we have a very substantial e-com business, almost 15-16% of our turnover. We have our own website, and we have around 700 physical exclusive stores. And we are in the process of integrating our stores with our website, whereby customer can pick up from the store. Omnichannel, we did a pilot, and we are in the process of, because we changed our platform, we are now shifting to the new platform. It should be live Jan to March quarter.
Excellent. And how old is Prestige as a brand?
TTK Group is around 100 years old, and Prestige is a 60-year-old brand. It's a legacy brand.
Do we all remember that famous jingle of Prestige? Can someone say that out? Absolutely. Okay, so now he's broad-based himself saying, "Apno se karo pyar." I mean, so he's just getting a little careful out here. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
Okay, so my name is Amit, and I head the digital sales and marketing business of e-commerce, like digital business for Fossil Group in Asia Pacific. And for us, digital contributes around 52% of our business. 48% is non-digital. So, and within digital, the needs of omni-channel is such that we operate on close to 75 marketplaces in Asia Pacific and 4 D2C sites. Our business is in such shape that from the brand D2C sites, hardly 7 to 10% revenue comes from the D2C sites. More than 90% business comes from 3PP, which are marketplaces, right? So for us, it's a different need altogether. It's not only about reaching out to the customer with speed, with accuracy, optimizing the inventory, no. It's about also killing the parallel business, because on these marketplaces, especially when you talk about Rakuten, when you talk about Amazon, ZozoTown, or you talk about Tmall, JD, there are a lot of parallel sellers, right? And to kill that contribution of parallel sellers, because they're eating up our business. They are not our online partners, they are our offline partners, right? To do that stuff, we have to onboard our retail stores. We have to ensure that our retail stores inventory is also lined up on our accounts, right? That's how we build the omnichannel strategy. Not only from a customer experience standpoint, but also from a sales revenue standpoint as well.
Okay, excellent. Because we've got 2 watch brands out here, Titan and Fossil. I've got some very strong views on this because I've looked at it. I looked at the category a little closely. So there are a few questions on the digital roadmap, part of it which I will direct towards you gentlemen. But one last and final call for Prasenjit Sahi, co-founder Carnival. Okay, Mr. Prasenjit Sahi. Okay, we'll onboard him whenever he comes in. He'll have to board a really fast-running train here. So, coming to you, Mayur, watches, while though not apparel, there's a lot of touch and feel. How many of you agree that watches are about touch and feel? It's about wearing it, feeling it, seeing the crown, right? Only 1, 2, 3. So how does it play out in digital?
Okay, so I'll just quickly touch upon Titan's omni-channel journey before we go to just the watches, because we have multiple categories,
Sure.
product categories in our portfolio. We started our omni-channel journey around 8 to 10 years ago, when omni-channel was like a emerging buzzword. Okay, most people did not understand what it is. Okay, to us this concept looked very enticing because we had very large offline presence. Okay, online customers were growing, online research was swelling, and we realized that this is a good space to be in. And we started with use cases which were very basic at that point in time, which is you uh, reserve online and pick from store, or buy online and go to store and see the product, and assisted commerce, right? So over a period of last 8-10 years, we have made online and offline journeys extremely integrated. Now, coming to the question that you have, which is a lot of customers want to have a look and feel, right? Yes, almost in every category except the ones that are digital or repeat, okay? Customers want to have some kind of look and feel. But what happens is, over a period of time, customers, after doing research, visiting a few stores, they get idea of how this product is, okay? And that's when they go online, probably check out the product, okay? They reserve the product, go to the store, pick that product, get an understanding whether this product is fitting me or not. And once or twice customer has done that, they get little confidence, and then they are ready to completely buy online. So we are able to sell sarees online, we are able to sell eyewear online, right? These are the categories which are very difficult. But we are finding customers who are buying only online. We are finding customers who are taking the omni-channel journey.
So when you say saris, you're referring to the Tanera lane?
Tanera is the brand
Tanera
that we
line.
have, yeah.
Okay, okay. So you're talking of saris, you're talking of time wear, you're talking of eyewear, all included.
Jewelry, perfume. So all these categories, not every category that we're selling is easy to sell online, and hence omni-channel makes a lot of sense for us, because customers research for the product online, go to the store, figure out whether I want to buy it from this particular store, and then take it.
Sure. And Mr. George, in an organization like Prestige, which is 100 years old, obviously there's a lot of inertia which comes in. I mean, both good and bad. So how did you sit down and figure out a digital roadmap? So what are the components of a digital roadmap in an organization like Prestige?
So our company has been pretty progressive in its thinking, though it's a legacy brand.
Yeah.
We have made substantial investments in e-commerce.
Sorry, can you hear him clearly?
We have made substantial investments in e-commerce. So unlike other brands, we have a big D2C business. So we are sellers as a brand on Amazon and Flipkart. We also have our own website. Almost 15% of our e-com turnover comes from our own operations. We have 6 or 7 dedicated e-com warehouses. And we also do fulfillment for Amazon and Flipkart from our warehouse, which is the Vendor Flex and Alphalite model. So we have made substantial investments in digital, because e-commerce we know is the way forward. And the percentage contribution of e-commerce in our organization vis-a-vis other competitors, ours is almost 1.5 times of others, because we had the early mover advantage. We were early adopters to whatever the platforms did, we worked with them.
And when did this journey start?
So last 6 years, but it got accelerated in the COVID years, like for all other brands. We also saw that happen. And companies committed to make all warehouses e-commerce enabled over a period of time. We are in the process of modernizing our warehouses. So as and when it happens, every warehouse, 28 warehouses we have across the country, all will become e-com enabled, so that each location will be a seller for the brand.
Okay. And Agnes, coming to you, you started off with being physical, taking the physical route first. So how did you sit down and decide on a digital roadmap? When was this, and what were the components of the digital roadmap?
See, when we started the brand in 2016, the same year we started our digital as well. So I come from a strong retail multi-channel environment. I also understand the importance of digital, because we started in 2016, which is when the e-commerce was booming in India. So as a route, when we started live with all the marketplace, Myntra, Ajio, and Amazon, Flipkart. Then our D2C started after 2 years. So 4 years back, we started our own website. So it's been part of our plan. So we need to scale business, because we need to use digital marketing as a very strong tool to promote our brand as an early stage startup brand. So when you start a digital marketing, you should also have a digital channel to make customer come into your shop to buy. So that's how we've started. And we've been growing significantly well. Today, about 15% of business comes from e-commerce for us.
And for both Prestige as well as for Titan and for Fossil, I guess, there's an interlink between the physical space and the digital to a great extent. So what are the digital? Prasenjit, you joined us finally. Wonderful. So. Is at the wrong place at the wrong time. So Prasenjit is with Carnival, and Prasenjit, I think we'll take a small break from this and get your introductions first.
Yeah, sure. It's on. Okay. So Prasenjit from Carnival. I handle operations and delivery there, and we are a smart receipt company, and we enable retailers to go paperless and build customer journey around smart receipts. So that's what we do, right? And that's what Carnival does.
Yeah. So while it's called a smart receipt solution or a smart receipt company, from what I've known about Carnival is it's a customer engagement. It's an agency that's focused on customer engagement and from a digital perspective,
yes.
right?
So what we do is, like, suppose physical receipts, when you replace with a digital format, the customer comes online. Now, like, what all things are possible online, right? In a web page format, all the things you can enable on top of e-receipt. So that serves also as a customer engagement platform. So now when customer is opening the bill, right? You can directly ask them for a feedback. You can give a next purchase coupon. You can do a survey. You can do gamification around it, right? So those are different customer journeys that you can build on top of it.
I mean, his entry into the panel might seem orchestrated, but it wasn't, because it was very timely. The question that I was directing to these gentlemen is, do you have your own stores? You do have your own stores. Prestige? Do. So everyone has own stores. So my question before Prasenjit came in was, it was about, you have your own stores and you've led with physical. All of you've led with physical. How do you bring in the digital elements on the physical store floor, which meshes with your overall digital roadmap? Anyone of you can go first.
Okay, quite a few examples at Titan. One is like, in our eyewear stores, customers, when they walk into the stores, okay, after their eye checkup, their prescription comes out. Now we've digitized that prescription, and that prescription now sits inside, or it is connected to their phone numbers. Now whenever that customer is deciding to go online, creating an account on any of our properties, it gets activated. Second time, when the customer is coming online, his prescription is already there. He can make a purchase without actually going to the store. So that is one example of how we have brought a physical element into digital and enabled a journey for the customer. It also helps us in identifying what size of frame is more relevant for this customer. So during the journey, we show similar sizes, right? And that's how we are also personalizing the journey from an information which we collected at the store in the physical format, right? So this is one similar example there.
And this information is sustained through the customer's journey on the web as well?
Yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. Yes.
So I'll add to it. I'll say that basically it's all about education, be it physical or digital, right? The moment we start educating a customer about how to purchase, what to purchase, and when to purchase, that's when your entire journey becomes beautiful, right? So a lot of sites operate on these products, and then a lot of sites are using try-on features, right? But do you educate the customer that which dial size fits him? Try-on is one feature. A customer may like a big dial size watch as well, right? But it's all about educating. So you educate the customer which dial size fits them, right? You get indications from your sales, from your returns, from your customer journeys as well. Where's the customer skipping the journey? Where is this customer losing out on your website, right? So that's where you get indications, and that's how you adapt, you change, and you then react. So for us, it's a clear example is China. In India, we operate on bigger dial sizes, but in China, smaller dial sizes work, right? So we get indications from data. So data understanding is very important, education is very important. Then comes digital world, try-on features, showing the customer different kind of options like a coin, maybe a credit card or a rupee note or something of that sort to get them in, to give them indication about the size of a watch dial or a jewelry or a charm or something of that sort, right? So that's how we operate or from a customer. That's the answer to your first question when you said that, how do we look and feel, how do we manage look and feel, right? The second question, when it comes to digital roadmap and how we operate, how we ensure that physical to digital journey. So basically, digital roadmap for us is all about guest experience. How we can build the guest experience, because for us, digital is already 52% of the business, right? So then the next set for the 2023 roadmap, or maybe down the line 2 years, 3 years, for us it's guest experience. The second is building our D2C commerce sites, right? Because D2C contributes very less, right? So we want to give all those functionalities that three marketplaces are doing on the D2C network, right? Building social commerce, that's on the digital roadmap, right? Douyin, TikTok in China, in India, Instagram, and all other platforms, right? So building social network, right? Phygital to digital, again, it's all about education. When a customer walks into a store, he looks at different things, right? Our store executives, they don't just sell product, they sell experience. They start talking about what fits you. They don't talk about gifting ideas, they talk about styling ideas. How you can style yourself with this particular watch. And that's what customer likes, and that's where he can move, and he gets seamless experience, be it physical or digital, because we follow the same strategy. On the site as well, or on 3PP as well, if you look at our A+ content on Amazon, or PDP Plus up on Rakuten, you'll find the similar story, similar styling aspect, right? So that's where the customer connect the dots between physical and digital. So that's how.
Okay, excellent. So it's about how do you use a story to integrate an experience that a customer has over over both digital as well as physical. So what kind of do you get involved into a storytelling technique, or is this more of a this is the product, these are the advantages of, and hence these are the features?
So we have things like buying guides, which help aid the customer to make a purchase decision. Same experience you'll get in the physical store and on our website, and also on the platforms. So we try to have some, the experience for the customer should be common across all touch points, whether it's digital or physical. That's what we try to do. We are not so advanced as the fashion brands in terms of, because our product is such, and our TG also is such a housewife. So now we are integrating with Salesforce so that there's one unified customer database, and we can touch all customers, it's common.
And with my experience with brands over the past many years, one thing that really stands out is what you said, Amit, in terms of storytelling. Now, storytelling is not the privileged bastion of a single brand, or a brand that is steeped in some ethos, or name your brand after the rivers in this country and then craft a story around it and try and sell it. No, it's more about how do you connect with your consumer, right? And Mayur, with the kind of products that you have in your category, which goes from watches to jewelry to saris to perfumes, it's an entire span. Do you take a customer journey approach when you're sitting down to build a digital roadmap?
Yes, we do. And I think that is something that separates us from pure play online companies, because companies like Amazon or Flipkart cannot integrate these storytelling because they have pretty much standard platform, right? You just list your product, you have some content to talk about the product. But when we are building our journeys with our customers or about our customers, the journeys become extremely important. They actually take the center stage, and the commerce experience comes from these customer journeys. So one example would be, for example, when we are launching a new jewelry collection, okay, we'll not have a listing page for that jewelry collection. We'll have a story page, right? And we'll integrate commerce into that story page. So if a model is wearing a nice necklace, okay, you can go hover over the necklace and get little more details, right? So it is bringing you closer to the product, showing the product in its full glory, and then it is taking you closer to the commerce. And that is how we love to build customer journeys, where stories take center stage, commerce is a layer above it.
So, and at Demoza, considering the fact that you are a brand which is a young one, which is just growing up, how do you zone in on the technology that will drive your digital roadmap?
Yeah, see, our business is, as I said, predominantly offline. So even offline store, we are now bringing in a lot of digital elements. One major area we work is on the QR code. So we are actually connecting with the customer pre-purchase, during the purchase, and post-purchase through QR code. We don't have, our stores are very small, 100 to 200 square foot. We cannot put big touchscreen for customer to engage. So pre-purchase, some customers just coming just to browse. So we have QR code just to engage them. Some gamification, get some coupon. Post-purchase, of course, we take feedback. How was the service? How was the product? And during purchase, suppose customer did not get the size. So we have a platform called offline to online. So customer can scan the code, directly go to the website of the particular product. They can choose the size and order that get delivered to the customer. So this is part of our omnichannel strategy. Now we are looking at integrating our stores to our D2C website so that customer can order so that they can get within 24 hours of delivery. That's a roadmap for us in our product because ours is mostly essential category. Essential category people want it now. They cannot wait for long. So we are trying to work on how can we deliver it faster so that our customer experience is pretty good.
And George, when you build up a technology roadmap at a place like TTK Prestige, would you do that internally, sitting with folks from your teams, or do you get external people involved, get a view in terms of what's happening?
No, we go with external. It's a combination of both because we don't have the in-house experience. So we take the help of our external partners, and we have multiple vendors we're working with, and that's how we go forward.
Okay. And coming over to you, Prashanjit, what have you seen in terms of how do brands leverage this whole concept of digital receipts? Now, digital receipts is like, okay, you don't do a paper receipt, save trees, that's good to one side. But then what exactly are the benefits of having a digital receipt? What are the opportunities or what are the possibilities that brands can explore?
Okay, so this is so digital receipt is a fairly old concept if people understand where sending a PDF or sending an image or sending a copy of a receipt digitally is fine. But what we have done, we have transformed that digital receipts completely. Now what happens, like once a customer has done the shopping at suppose Carnival powered stores, so they get a link. And on that link, when they click, so this link is delivered through SMS, WhatsApp, or email, however format. Now, once they click this link, there's a web page that we bring into, right? It's a bill with all the different digital marketing space there, right? So see, we have been lucky to work with, say, Titan, Lulu Group, Aditya Birla Group, say, Apparel Group, right? And people are learning what is the smart receipt now is, and they come up with a lot of questions, and we are also encountering it for the first time. So the capabilities as such we are exploring with customers. So I'll give you a few examples. Like suppose, like in omni-channel perspective, your e-com website, right, has certain campaigns or certain offers which are running on the e-com platform. Now, if you want to integrate it, or if you want to show the same journey offline, right, you use our platform and you can directly sell those promotions, those offers, do new product recommendations, everything right after the customer journey is ending there. So all the post-sale engagement is driven by us. Now another few examples I'll give you. Like suppose there is a customer who is doing shopping online as well, offline as well, right? And there is a so all the companies, they do profiling. And they know what is the next purchase coupon or the next logical purchase of that customer is, right? So whenever he goes, right, in an offline or an online environment, you can use the smart receipts to directly pitch it, right? What is the next logic? You can show him your purchase, next logical purchase offers, or you can show him coupons, right? And you can build upon it.
Sure. So you did mention Titan, you did mention Lulu Group, you didn't mention Spar.
Spar also, we are doing it.
So they're doing it for you? So what's been your take on it? How do you think it's kind of helped Spar as an entity, get or drive that customer engagement or the customer experience a couple of notches up? Can someone please help him with a?
So Spar Kitchen, we are live, and I think they are gone almost 100% paperless there. No receipt being printed out.
Hello. So we are with them for the last, I think, more than 2 years now. But earlier the adoption was very less. So what we did, again kind of re-implementation, and in Spar we have Spar Kitchen as well. So we started with it, and now we we are paperless in terms of invoicing in kitchens. And now we are doing it for the express counters, wherein you can come and if you have less than 10 SKUs, there is a separate counter for you. So the next step we are eyeing that 100% adoption there.
Wonderful. So adoption tends to become a bit of an issue, right?
Because in grocery, it is a very price sensitive kind of a thing, and people love to have physical copy of it. And then there is a check which you have to do at the while customer is walking out from the store.
Right.
So pilferage is also one of the concern in terms of grocery. So we are seeing that how we can do that.
Yeah. No, I can completely agree to the fact that a physical copy of the bill saves you from a lot of embarrassment later on once you reach home, right? When you suddenly realize that the thing that was asked for is not there. But coming to, that's actually led me to my next question in terms of technology is all fine. There's a whole lot of technology available everywhere. Technology is getting democratized. It's getting much more affordable. But I think one aspect that is a critical success factor is the workforce. So how do you work with your workforce to ensure that they adopt the digital strategies that you've kind of taken on?
I think from a workforce standpoint, it's again, I'll stick to my first word, education. It's all about trainings. It's all about how you tell your employees that what's the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset. How you tell them the difference, right? Second, how do you tell them that how to take data-driven decisions, right? How do you tell them that what are your digital ethics? The moment you start educating or coaching your teams about all these things, then you are creating a digital academy, you are creating your digital team. Then they start understanding the benefit of digital workspace, then they start understanding the digital roadmap because it is mapped with your digital strategy as well, right? I think that's where the ball is.
Right. George?
So for us, more than 50% of our business is from physical retail, the traditional retail.
Right.
So there we try to digitally enable our sales force. So there is a sales force automation so that we can track where they are. They can punch in the orders automatically, it flows into our ERP. We have a demand portal where orders flow in, so there's no physical intervention. Automatically bill will get printed at the ERP, so things like that. So digitally enabling our sales force. For legacy companies, there are mindset issues, there are old timers, but it's a journey and we are in that journey.
Yeah, I mean, it's not only for, trust me, it's not only for legacy companies, it's even for digital first companies. Somehow the inertia to change is very, very high. Right? If someone is comfortable with a certain, try moving someone from an Android to an iOS, right? Or vice versa. So that challenge will always be there. Yes.
Even with the, like, if I may tell you, Gen Zs and millennials, they often feel that the work that they're doing has become monotonous, right? Why can't a machine does all that work that they've been asked to do, right? That's how they think, and that's how we need to educate them. That's when we should educate them what's the growth mindset and what's the fixed mindset. And that's where it helps that, okay, fine, let's do it in a different fashion and let's start using our digital world.
Sure. Now, quickly, an input from you folks in terms of what are the channels that you use for Omnichannel? What are the, do you use Instagram? Do you use social? You use WhatsApp, e-com? What is it? Mayur, let's start with you.
For us, primary channels for Omnichannel are WhatsApp, live chat on the website, which is very important. Then going beyond, which is website and apps. These are very important channels for us because a lot of customers do browse our products online. They add to the cart or add to the wish list. Then they visit our stores, and when they're visiting the store, we know what products they've looked at, okay? And we're able to help them with those specific products or requirements, right? So anywhere where any assistance is required or on any channel where some conversation is happening, okay, that they tend to become most important. Hence, if I have to point out, it will be app, website, WhatsApp, and live chat.
Okay. Agnes?
Yeah, for us it's primarily the QR code enabled offline to online. That's a major platform, followed by our website, then Instagram marketing.
Okay. George?
So for us, it's our website and our physical store.
Website
We're
and
trying to
physical
unify
store.
the website. See, Omnichannel was a necessity because in the last 2 years, post the increase in e-commerce, it's more than doubled in the last 2 years, and very existence of our stores was under challenge.
Correct.
So we had to make this, give the stores a part of this digital business. So what we are trying to do is in our stores, we can do things which cannot be done in conventional e-commerce, like exchange. In our category, cost of collecting the exchange and the value of the exchange is very high. So exchange won't work out in traditional e-commerce. But if it's done through a store, it works out. And 40% of our sales is under exchange.
Sure.
So things like that, and then combis, where you buy a product, you get something free. That is not there today in the traditional e-commerce. So that we're able to do through our website and through our stores. So these are things which give the store an edge, and they're able to compete. We can also deliver in hours much faster than what e-commerce can deliver, because we cover 375 towns.
Sure. Yeah, and obviously store returns is minimal, which we are lucky, because otherwise it's incredibly painful. Because if you sit down to figure out the economics of store returns, I think the CFO is going to boot everybody out.
And when our store goes to deliver the product, he gives a live demo of the product, so
Right.
there's no chance of any return. So it's a customer delight also.
Wonderful, wonderful. Amit, what channels?
The preferred channel is social commerce, definitely, because I think we have moved away from the traditional omni-channel way of doing ship from store, buy online, pick up in store, and all that stuff. It's more towards social commerce now, building on Douyin, Instagram, and all these platforms.
Okay, so I was just going through the Q4 2022 report by Inc. 42 on the e-commerce scenario here in India. They had some interesting set of figures, apart from the $400 billion and $302 billion thrown up around. What really caught my eye was 2022, there were close to, if I'm not mistaken, about 373 million users of the internet from rural, right? 373 million from rural. When you add that, or when you juxtapose that to what Anurag from Bain told in his opening address in terms of the importance of vernacular, right? It becomes amply evident that for brands to actually succeed and actually grow at scale, you will need to hit the tier 2, tier 3, tier 4 towns, which means you need to go vernacular. Is vernacular a part of your plan?
Yes, it is. We don't call it vernacular, we call it Indic languages, just to give little more respect to our own languages. But yes, it is very much part of our plan. Some of our websites or the brands which are very much targeted towards tier 2, tier 3 cities, we are already multilingual on those websites. And as we move forward, voice also will become as important as Indic languages today.
Correct. No, thanks for that. I will henceforth use Indic languages. So Indic languages and voice for you, Agnes?
As of now, we are focusing primarily metros as a brand building strategy. But our platform is enabled for multi-languages. In fact, even when you open stores in different states, we use in our stores the Indian languages. So that's very, very critical. Even our communication, all our BTL communication also, we use these languages.
Indian
so it's as a
Sure.
long-term strategy, even digital platform also, we'll be getting into this.
Sure. George, at Prestige?
We are also working on this, and Hindi and Tamil should be live next quarter.
Wonderful.
So, because being a mass premium brand, we have to go vernacular. A lot of our customers are from rural.
Sure. Fossil?
Not a preference for us.
Not a preference.
Not a preference. At this stage, not a preference, because when you look at the fossil target TG, it's a bit different than other brands, right?
Sure.
So, and that's when it falls on English. So vernacular, not a preference at this stage, but yes, when we opt for a different website, which can be a watch station site, and there are multiple brands, portfolio brands, which are Armani Exchange, Emporio Armani, Puma, Diesel, L, Kate Spade, Michael Kors, right? When it is a combination, it's a bouquet of umbrella of watch station for all these brands. That's where we are taking that approach of vernacular, not for the fossil D2C site.
Okay, cool. Yes,
I'd just like to add one thing. Like, see, we are like, you can say, face for, like, see, e-bill. It's like after the post-purchase, the customer sees that particular bill, and it turns out to be the brand faces on it. So I will just share one thing. Like in tier 2, tier 3 cities that you mentioned. So Peter, England, we have enabled e-bill, and we actually get calls from few tier 2, tier 3 stores also when they are not able to send digital invoices to their customers. And previously, we were not receiving such kind of information. But like last year or so, there has been tremendous increase in if they see that facility working, right? So they are more inclined towards the digital transformation that is happening. right?
Sure.
So this is what I have experienced in tier 2, tier 3 cities also. Where we serve all these stores, there also people are cognizant about all the digital transformation that we are taking in our retail world.
Absolutely. The boundaries have kind of dissolved, right, in a certain sense. So I guess that's just about time that we have. I'm sure we could have spent another 2 hours, especially on voice, right? Now, my little girl is about 14 now, and I don't think she's ever typed a Google search. Right? So that's how forward those guys are. So thank you so much. Any more questions? Yes, ma'am. Can someone get a microphone to her, please? A quick introduction about yourself, and then the question.
Roshni here, and I'm working for Foodimentary Group.
Sorry, you're working for?
Foodimentary Group. So we are a FMCG brand.
Right.
And my concern or question is, since all the brands that we're talking about are omni-channel and have come from store to D2C, right? Because we were in stores, a lot of other people who we were providing were already selling us online, right? And now since we've opened our shops, they've started feeling bad because I am selling my product at 10 rupees, that same product they're selling at 8 rupees. If I reduce my price, they're like, why are you selling at a lower price? So how do you actually deal with that competition? Don't make them feel bad, but still have your shop open on D2C.
So price parity is as old a fight as it is between Manchester United and Liverpool in a certain sense. Yes?
So I think I have an answer for that, and I think the same scenario happens with us in most of the countries, right? And that's what I talked about in my initial sentence, that parallels, we need to kill parallels, and that's why we opt for omni-channel, right? The how. So the how is that as a brand, we have the benefit of special packaging, we have a benefit of gift with purchase, we have a benefit of not giving direct discount, but giving extra benefits, giving warranty extension, giving warranty support. So all this materialistic stuff, instead of giving hard discount, can help us in killing the business, can help us in taking the business from the parallel sellers and not even telling them that, boss, I'm not reducing my price. I hope I've answered your question.
I'm sure there's no short answer to this, right? In a certain sense. I think as if you can crack this, then
yeah.
we would have
And
cracked quite a lot
it
of
is
stuff.
not just in online offline scenario. We have faced it because we are multi-channel also. We are through distributors, we are through retailers, we are through mom and pop stores, right? So everywhere we face this issue, and of course there's no solution yet. The loyalty program is something that helps us create some kind of incremental additional value for our customers, but managing prices becomes difficult.
Sure. Thank you so much. Any more questions? No. Okay. Quick one, please.
I am Rishi Agrawal from More Retail, ex-Amazon Fresh. So being a omni-channel player myself in More Retail, I would just like to ask seniors that what is an optimum mix of an online sales contribution in overall company sales to become a profitable? Because online comes with its own cost, like of fulfillment cost or delivery cost. What is the optimum mix? Like someone said 52% is our online share. What is the optimum mix for to company to become profitable?
I think that's the right mix. Why? Because in physical world, you have limitation of store size. In online, you do not have that limitation, right? So you become profitable. You can show more width. You can increase your depth in online by paying smaller amount to Amazon. You are part of Amazon Fresh, right? So Amazon has a FBA model, right? Amazon has different kind of models where you can store your inventory, right? So storage fees is still less as compared to you opt for a warehouse and then go with DHL and spend some more money, right? So I think for us, basically it's working. For us, we are profitable, and you can see it's a public limited company, so the share price and all the profits, everything is in industry in the market, right? So for us, it's working, but I'm not sure. George probably can give more insight.
We also don't do any business without making our money.
Yeah.
So we don't compromise on our prices, and we try to maintain same prices across all channels, whether it's modern trade, retail, or e-com. Easier said than done, but that's what we try to do, and we don't lose money on any business.
Sure. Thank you so much. Agnes, you have something to add?
Yeah, just to add, the profitability of each business is depending on their return on investment, what management is looking at. So there are business, if you're looking at only online, customer acquisition cost is more, but if you're in offline online, maybe the customer acquisition cost might be lower, but maybe supply chain cost works out. It's up to the business's decision how much they want to invest in for generating new channel. A good business will always look at a positive profitability in the P&L. So that is what mostly looks at.
And end of the day, you know, as they say, you need to be there where the customers are, right? If all customers decide to go digital, then it doesn't matter whether your Excel sheet shows a 48% contribution to profitability from physical, right? So I guess that's about it. So I'll just end this with a small note, since you mentioned about price parities and stuff like that. So when I was managing the southern region for Adidas a couple of decades back, I had one guy visit me at the Image store on Nungambakam High Road in Chennai, which is Adidas' own store. And he looked up to me and said, so you are the manager? I said, yes, fortunately, unfortunately, yes. Then he said, okay, joote kahan se laate ho? I said, well, we get it from Delhi, our headquarters. And I gave him a spiel of, you know, how it's an 18-month cycle. And, you know, we figure out designs, we go to Germany and figure out what designs need to come in, and said, he says, aap time waste kar rahe ho, paisa waste kar rahe ho. I said, what do you mean? I said, he tells me, sir, aapko agle season ka, I can give you shoes at 60% discount. Take it from me. Use me as a supplier. And so this guy apparently found a way from the factories in China into Nepal, through Nepal into India. And so, well, there are multiple ways to beat the system. So thank you so much, gentlemen, for the lovely
Thank you.
talk, and hope it was worth it. Thank you so much.